that would be a good surgeon and a good ER doc.
They have their place.
They have their place, no question. But they also have to recognize the power of our group and the power of our level and of naturopathy and the importance of bringing this in as the prime. And of course, as narcissistic as most of these guys are, they'll never break down. But we need to be the main healthcare practitioners. Stat emergencies, perfect. Go to the hospital. If you can find one that won't charge your butt so much. These around here are insane. And you charge them $1,000 for an EKG and $1,000 for a simple. You know, yeah, unreal. Listen to this. Hi, Dr. Morris. A person was diagnosed with leukemia and was told that the DNA of the cells are damaged. Can diet and herbal protocol correct his blueprint of his cells back to a healthy state, or are these cells going to be permanently damaged? Well, if they're damaged enough, that's what macrophages are for. That's exactly what your immune system is for. It's actually what virals are for. And antigens. That's what these are for. These are signals to immune cells that these cells that are damaged. That's why I talked to you the other day about virals and how you can have a high viral load, like a high HIV viral load, and not have AIDS, or a high Hep C viral load and not really have hepatitis. This high viral loads. It's when cells become damaged by these acids that's when you start seeing the occlusions, and you start seeing the adhesions, and then you start seeing the immune response to that, which is a natural nature response. And so they'll break down these cells. Yes, you can rebuild cells' DNA, and yes, you can. They're all tied to the blueprint. And so you see that in regeneration, or you wouldn't regenerate. And so there's total regeneration. There totally is. And you guys are proving that every day we live here on the YouTube. So, yeah, totally is regeneration of tissue and the remembering of cells, how I call it. But, you know, we only know so much about the blueprint. I explained to you how creation is put together with the causal worlds, and the causals where the Akashic records or the memory patterns are all placed. That's where you can go to these different libraries, and you can see all the past lives of people or yourself. You can see all the worlds down below and where they've been and where they're going. You can see the whole thing. I've never been there conscious enough to look at this planet and see where it's going. Never was there at that ability. The doctors are telling him that there is nothing that can be done. Well, again, medical doctors, because medical doctors can't cure anything. That's not their job, that's not their modality, and man has to just wake up to that medical doctors aren't in the field to cure. They might use those words that they're looking for these things, but that's just hype, because they know they can't cure treating symptoms. And so leukemia is very curable. I'd rather have a leukemia than a lymphoma, although a lot of leukemias are lymphomic induced. But anyway, thanks a lot. This is Pureormus. Listen, you get after this guy and get his, not leukemia, but let him clean up his blood, strengthen his blood cells, get his kidneys, get his spleen cleaned out, clean the liver out, build the bone marrow up. But first you got to detoxify, and we have certain formulas that will increase the bone marrow function. Does he have high white blood cells or low? Things like that matter in leukemia. In leukemia, if you have high white blood cells, good. If you have too low, not so good. That's your bone marrow. And bone marrow produces your white blood cells, red blood cells, platelets. Spleen is another organ where all this is kind of revamped. And it's where I talked to you before, where the blood cleans itself into the lymph system. Refurbishes itself a bit, I say. A lot's not known about the spleen. Isn't that amazing? You know, we think we know everything. When you start studying A and P, you start realizing, wait a minute, we don't know a lot about a lot of things, you know? And when we have people out there thinking we know everything, you know, in chemistry and stuff. And, there's theories. There's a lot of theories. But I like actualities. I want to see what works on your clients. I want to see what works in real time. I don't want no theory. I don't want no a lot of this hype from some of these universities that this is a wonder supplement, and they sell millions of them, and they come in with those wonder supplements going, well, I still need your help. Well, you've been all these cell food and all these wonder supplements. How come you're still here? That's because people don't get it like you guys get it. Hi, Dr. Morris. I was wondering what's your take on salt? Real salt, Himalayan, Celtic salt. You could use some of that. Been wars fought over salt, hasn't there? After a couple of weeks of all fruit, I had 1/3 teaspoon of salt in my salad. Next day, I had bags under my eyes. Yeah, see, I don't like to mess with chemistry, guys, and that's a good reason right here, meaning that he slammed his kidneys. And just unbalance your sodium-potassium levels. I don't like to mess with nature like that. I really don't. You know, I consider this very inorganic forms of minerals. And why do we consistently want to go to the earth to eat? You know, and I think we have to go to the trees to eat. We keep trying to dig in the ground, and it's causing lower back pain. You know what I'm saying? We're you know. So I don't know why we consistently want all these elementals and all these inorganic, low vibrational minerals that only serve to clog in many cases. Next day I'd bring it. But I just crave salt a lot. That's because you have weak adrenal glands. And this is a good one. This is a good question. When you crave salt, you have weak adrenal glands. Go after your adrenal glands and get your sodium potassium into balance, and all this craving will go away. I can tell you right off. But I never really care for sweets, but salt, yeah, that's the adrenals. Totally flat down adrenal glands. What about nutritional yeast? Last word on that should tell you not to do it. Don't put anything in that you don't want to have to get out. Well, that's one of the things we used to push is nutritional yeast. Jensen did it. I did it. I used brewer yeast for a while, the nutritional yeast. I mean, I've been through the gamut, guys. I've been through, in the earlier years, I used all of this. Rice bran. I sold the heck out of wheat germ, all this kind of stuff, you know. And I learned, you know what, it's a whole different world. You know, it's not you don't have to go to these bizarre foods like that. When we talk about being fruitarian, does it include squash, tomatoes, avocados, anything a plant or tree bears? So you would have half the vegetables are actually fruits. So when you start looking at all the fruits, anything a plant or tree bears, and I'm going to have to separate nuts away from that only because they're so concentrated in proteins. But outside of that, your cucumbers, your tomatoes, you've got a heck of a repertoire of fruits. You could never starve. Of course, if there was starvation on fruit, then poor babe would be dead. This is our 302nd day, I think it is, because yesterday the lady said it was 301st day, so this had to be the 302nd day of a juice fast. When we talk about, it's what's second best to eating 100% raw? What would be still a healthy lifestyle? Okay. Oh, this is Michelle Spout. Okay, dear one. I tell you, how's the time? It's almost 5 o'clock. The toll is about to ring. Where did I park the car?
You don't drive it?
I got so much on my mind. I got to get all these formulas to Jennifer Monday morning. You guys are going to love these formulas. I already love them. I'm already eating them on the paper. I think if you could do fruits in the morning, a salad at lunch, and fruit at night, or a light meal at night, that's going to keep you well, because no way should you eat a heavy meal at night. That's just not in the picture of feeling really good. But I switch that around in detox because the more consistent days or hours you're on fruit, berries, and melons, the deeper the detox. If you do fruit, salad, fruit, which is what we recommended for years, and I did because that's my lifestyle, and I feel good not eating heavy meals at night. I like to eat light. I like to eat my fruits in the morning. That's essential, and light fruits or watermelon or whatever at night, and then my salad at lunch. It's just kind of a habit I'm into. But for those that want to eat a lifestyle. But if you want to do fruit all day long, fruits, berries, and melons all day long, have a salad for supper, have some steamed vegetables, and maybe a baked sweet potato, which is more food than I could ever eat. But, you think I eat a lot of food, and I've said this before. They can all tell you I just don't eat a lot. But with that said, you could have a salad and steamed vegetables. For those that do eat meats, you could have once a week or two, or twice a week at the very friggin' most, have a piece of dead fish or chicken on top of your salad. You could do that. No starch with that at all. You could do that, or you could have a baked sweet potato or a baked potato, which is worse, and have that with a salad. You could do that. But for some, that's a good balance, and some people have to live that way. I have cooked foods once in a while, no question. I'm not perfect. I didn't say I was. But we're in a healing modality, and no matter what your diet is, you have to make sure your clients don't follow that. Your clients need to follow detox until because you know your clients are going to back off. There are only 1 or 2 people in this world that can claim, and I would question that claim, that they've lived 30, 40 years total raw and not had one cooked food whatsoever. I just don't buy that. It's possible, and I honor them. That's good, okay. But my thing is God and that sort of thing. And we're healers here, so we're going to work to help all of you get well. Outside of that, this world doesn't hold a lot of things for me. Not at all. I think you're seeing most souls are ready to leave this planet because it's just gotten so out of balance. Doc, my physical issues are pretty deep. Ooh, I think I need to call you. You better do that, love. This is Deanna. I wanted to say I love you and appreciate you so much. I want to express my gratitude. Well, thank you. This is Shine Love, Light Shine. Thank you, dear. You call and I'll help you, okay, sweetie? This was flagged to spam. No, this is Organics Man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This is PDX Voice Teacher. Ooh, I like that. PDX Voice Teacher. I like that. Thank you. Thank you so much. You guys are really a sweet bunch of people for the most part. I love you all, and we're getting. This is the same girl here. Oh, this is beautiful. Oh, look. She's into yoga. Ooh, look at the light around her head. Ooh, I like that. Oh, this is a beauty right there. Deanna, oh, a beautiful picture you are. You're a beautiful soul. And that's what that light is. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Just simply gorgeous. I love the spiritual people. And, you know, we all have to grow. And spiritual is just a word for those that are growing outside of the boxes. That your consciousness is expanding. And therefore more love, more beauty, more creativity, more humility. All of these things come into play here. You've got to always watch the id, the ego. So just beautiful here. Thank you. Be glad to help you, dear. Be glad to. Oh, this is another beautiful one. Look at this. Holy crap. This is Takash. I'm not good. Yeah. Isn't that pretty cool? Yeah. Thank you for taking time to make this video. I appreciate you with. Oh, thanks so much. Purists are so dangerous to themselves. They are. They are, and they don't realize how out of balance that you can get. You have to walk with balance, considering the journey that the human body's been through and all this and what we're trying to accomplish and everything, absolutely. And I was there, though. I was a pierced at one time, so bad. I lost all my friends, and I didn't know any better. You know, I was just so disciplined. It's like James. He's very disciplined. But in that discipline, you have to be careful not to start judging others and everything. That's the problem. And it's just
humble
humility. Always remember that, because I'm, you know, butt kicker. And you know, I run with the masters that, you know, you run with humility with these masters, because these are huge beings. I would never approach them with anything but humility. Okay, this is Organic Superman. Is an organic raw apple cider vinegar and lemon juice wash suitable for cleaning non-organic produce? I personally don't think so. I think it's going to take your hydrogen peroxide. This is a food grade, the Virginia Beach Edgar Casey one, but something like that. We use that, but people have said that about apple cider vinegar. I just don't think it's enough, but that's my own. I don't know.